What's going on, guys? Today we could pretty much call the collection complete. We're missing one, but it's pretty complete. And that is all the Lego Ninjago Elemental Masters from the Tournament of Elements and a little bit beyond. Back in 2015 for Ninjago, we only got a few of the Elemental Masters that were seen in Season 4 of Ninjago, which introduced Master Chen and the whole Tournament of Elements. And we only got a few of them, and you know, 2 of them were in one set, 2 of them were in another whole theme, and they took the designs from that theme and then they transferred it over to Ninjago in the show, so there was actually physical minifigures for those characters. And then later we had to get other characters. We added Skylar also. She's kind of part of the Elemental Masters, but she had a more significant role, I would say, other than the other ones. And then later we had to get others, and we kind of slowly got other versions of each character. I believe we got these 2 characters right here, Shadow and Ash, in like an exclusive pack, as well as Nero right here. He was an exclusive, like Toys R Us exclusive minifigure pack for like 4 figures, and he was one of the 4. And of course you have other Elemental Masters such as Mauro, who came in Season 5, who was the villain, but he was still an Elemental Master that we saw in the next season. And he's the Master of Wind, and he is the only Master of Wind that we've really seen. So, and then later in Season 7, so we kind of jumped around, but these are Elemental Masters that are around at Ninjago at this time. We have Crooks and Acronix as well. They are the Masters of Time, so they kind of share that elemental power, or elemental, or that power, whatever you want to call it. It's a power that they have, and they're considered Elemental Masters. So they both have the power of time. And then we got different versions of Skylar throughout the years. We got this, I think this is like her version in Skybound and a few other seasons. And then this is her version that came in the Hunted sets, Season 9. So we got 3 different versions of Skylar, the original one, of course, and then a few other variations. And then the most recent 3 that we just got in the Ninjago Legacy line, which I am beyond surprised that we got these characters in Legacy. We got Gravis right here, the Master of Gravity. You can pretty much like use the Force, a version of the Force in Ninjago. We got Jacob, who is actually blind, and he is the Master of Sound, so he uses sound to his advantage. And then we have Bolobo here, which, you know, all 3 of these characters here have slightly different designs than they do in the show. You could say they're updated, maybe downgraded, whatever you want to call it. They're slightly different, but still the character. So this is Bolobo, the Master of Nature, and he's got like a little staff here. He's got his caveman look. These are all the characters that we have so far. The only Elemental Master we do not have is Camille, and she was the Master of Form. I'm sure we'll probably see her in a set or exclusive promo or whatever down the road. I can't see why we wouldn't get her eventually now, considering we literally have everybody else. And yeah, that's the only character, but we pretty much have a full collection of all the Elemental Masters from Season 5 and a few seasons beyond from Ninjago, and I think that's great. I really think that's fantastic. Going to go down the line of each character. We have Karloff, the Master of Metal. We have Griffin Turner here, who is the Master of Speed, so he's really fast. And then we have Mr. Pale, I believe that is what they call him in the show. He is the Master of Light, I believe, and he can essentially just turn invisible. You can't even see him. You can only see his clothes, which is kind of funny. In the show, it shows much more than the figure does. Then we have Toxikita. I don't remember exactly what her name was, but she's the Master of Poison. So I think they call her Tox in the show. She's Master of Poison, gives off like toxic gases and stuff. It's a weird elemental power, but that's what she has. We have Ash here, who's the Master of Smoke, so I don't know, kind of similar to Kai in a way, but he's the Master of Smoke. We have Shadow here, who's the Master of Shadow. I mean, he's shadows. He uses shadows to move around and everything in that nature, so pretty cool there. We have Nero right here. He is the Master of the Mind, who can read minds and everything in that nature, so pretty cool there. Really cool power, one of my favorites for sure. And then we have Mauro here. Mauro came in Season 5 of Ninjago, and he is a ghost villain, so he is actually a past apprentice of Sensei Wu, and he was the villain throughout the whole season. Later, he kind of changed his ways and helped in the Day of the Departed, but during Season 5 Possession, he was the villain, and he is the Master of Wind. So that's why I'm including him within this list, but he's not part of the whole Tournament of the Elements characters, but I felt like I wanted to include him. I think he belongs within this list of Elemental Masters that were quite significant for Ninjago. Over down to here, we have Crooks and Acronix. They were both part of Season 7, The Hands of Time. They were, again, villains, so some of these Elemental Masters are not always the nicest. You got Crooks here and Acronix. I don't remember their specific powers for each, but I know they shared the power of time. They each had a specific version, like reverse and forward and pause, and slowing down and everything like that. So it's pretty cool in the show to see. But yeah, that's the power. That's the power they shared. So it's kind of interesting to see that as a shared power between the two. Moving on, we got Gravis right here, again, who is the master of gravity, and we're finally getting him in a minifigure in 2021. Took a while, but we finally got it. We get Jacob, the master of sound, and Bolobo again, and then Skylar is the master of amber, or something like that. I know she can copy the powers of any elemental master in Ninjago. So in season 5, she grabbed Kai's hand, and she could use the power of fire. So that was a pretty cool power there, and it is used to another whole level in season 9. This is where this version comes in. It's used to another whole level to try and stop Garmadon, which is pretty cool. It's probably one of my favorite seasons of Ninjago, in all seriousness. With the writing and everything, it was just fantastic. It was a really well done season. It was really cool to see her come back, and she also did pop up through the show a few other times after the Tournament of Elements. That's what this version is based off. This was not in a set. I believe it was in like an exclusive pack again, which a lot of these actually are coming from. So only a certain amount of these are from sets. I believe Ash, Shadow, Nero, and then Skylar right here came from exclusive packs, and then Tox and Mr. Pale up here were actually from another whole theme. So they're kind of scattered all over the place, but they all are here. We all have them. You can collect them. They do exist, and that's where we're at right now. This is pretty much the whole list of characters here. This is the entire collection except Camille, the Master of Form. Hopefully we get her down the road, but I believe this is enough to make a whole video of this. This is pretty much the full collection of Lego Ninjago Elemental Masters. But wait, there's one more. What's this over here? Wait, what? What is that? That's right. We have another. Welcoming the Master of Brown, or whatever his power is. Dareth, the Brown Ninja. He pretty much gave that title to himself, and he's not really a ninja, but I'm going to include him because, I mean, I don't know if you'd count that, but in season 9, he had for like the shortest amount of time ever, he had some weird brown power coming out of his hand from a tea that he drank. So I'm going to include him because I feel like it. I can if I want to. So yes, this is Dareth, Brown Ninja. He's been in Ninjago actually for quite a while now. He's been a character since season 2, and he continues to show up in the show, and I just love it. He's an awesome character. I hope we continue to see him throughout the rest of the series. I just think he belongs. So Dareth the Brown Ninja, the final elemental master of my collection here. Hope you guys enjoyed my video of this. I was really excited to make this video finally, and yeah, I'm finally glad that we pretty much have a full collection. Still waiting on that last one, but that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.